Welcome back to the vlog. We are here on P-Day, a little late night P-Day, because I kept pushing off finally recording this. But here we are. Today we are in Puertas Palomas, outside of my area in Ascension. My district has 7 elders actually, which is 3 companionships. There's a trio here in Puertas Palomas. It's a really small city right next to the American border, right next to it. And there's a trio there. And I and Elder Flores, we came up here last night. And the other companionship in our district is staying back in Ascension. So last night and today it's just been an absolute fest, bro. 5 dogs. But it is pretty funny because I am the only American and the only one who speaks English of the 5. We've got me and 4 Mexicans. So we're just living it up. Played some Monopoly yesterday. That was pretty fun. And today was definitely my favorite P-Day of the mission so far. It was just fabulous day. Where do I even begin? We left the house around, I don't even know. I got to talk with my family as always. That was great. Shout out family. And then we left the house around 11, I think. Kind of walked around as we do on P-Day, but we eventually made it. Puertas Palomas is kind of cool because it's right on the border, so they've got a little bit more than Ascension, more than any other place in this dang mission, but they've got a little bit of a tourist life here. So we were able to go to the little store that they have, and there's just so many Mexican goodies, and it was just so awesome. It felt like your stereotype instead of this desert freaking oasis crazy heck place. I don't even know what to call it. It's insane here, but I'm loving it. Rest of P-Day was good. After the store, I think I'm gonna put pictures on that on my album, but after the store was my favorite part of the day. I don't know if that's true, but my favorite part of the day, we were walking by, just trying to head back to our casa, and this place is awesome because the border's there, and they have definitely built a wall. There's a giant fence. So we were able to go and walk to the fence, and I stuck my hand out through it, and I could feel home, dude. It was a 12-hour drive, but I was there. It's the United States, man. So we took pictures. We have a selfie of the cameras in the United States, but we're all in Mexico. So pretty funny. It's a big wall, and it's very long and straight. That's about it. I don't know if you call it a wall. It's really just a big fence. But alas, we did do that. The rest of the day was winding down a little bit. I usually get a little depressed P-Day nights, because it's over and you got to get back to work. I'm like, did I do enough? But today was really good because we got to go play volleyball after our little mission meeting. We played some volleyball with the people of Puertas Palomas, and it was just epic, man. I was having such a good time. I'm not a flashy athlete of any kind. I was a little athletic in high school. I ran track. I was okay at that, but nobody cares about track. But we were playing volleyball today, and I am not very good at volleyball, but I am 6'4". And you know who's not 6'4"? All the Mexicans. And I was just cooking, man, and they loved me. I've never felt like more of a star in my entire life. I felt like I was in the NBA. I was blocking spikes. I was spiking it myself. And every time there were 60 Mexicans just waiting for their turn to play, and they would just erupt. I was a fan favorite, bro. Unfortunately, the rest of my team was kind of trash. So we did lose, but I did have some good moments in there, and that was an absolute banger, an absolutely stellar night. It's been very nice. Got some hamburgers after, just wrapping up the night, trying to get this finished, sent out, and we'll get back to work tomorrow. The week's been very good, actually. This week the work slowed down a little bit in Ascension because of all the rain that you might have received in Utah, has also made its way down here to Chihuahua, which is pretty rare. They don't get a lot of rain. It's a desert wasteland here, but for some towns, specifically Colonia Juarez, which is the furthest west city in our mission. It's actually where one of the 2 temples are. That's a really small town, really old town here in the mission, but they have a river that runs through it, and it flooded horribly. Any house that was on the riverbed just got absolutely destroyed, and there's just so much mud and all the roads are wiped out. So we had the opportunity on Thursday and Saturday to go. It's about a 2-hour drive from Ascension. We had the opportunity to go down there, spend a night, and then wake up in the next morning and just do service for most of the day, which was really good because service, it's nice because you can see the fruits of your labors really quickly. You know, oh, I actually made a difference here. So that was a good pick me up. It was a lot of shoveling mud. I've shoveled snow in my life, lots of snow, but mud's a different beast. It was really heavy, and we got it done. So that was really good. The work here in Ascension, I'm not in Ascension, but the work there in Ascension is going well. Maybe a little bit slower, but that's probably because I don't speak any Spanish. Just doing my best. We have a friend, Candeladio, and the family of Laura. So pray for them. They're working hard, and we are too. But yeah, work's going well. I got one story for you guys and then some fun facts. The story actually comes from last Saturday. I'm only gonna make these videos every couple weeks or so when I got the time, when I feel like it, when it works for me. But 2 weeks ago, week and a half ago, on Saturday, me and Flores, you know, we got a little bit of a late start on Saturday. We're just kind of going through the motions and knocking on doors, you know, not having a lot of success. It's the afternoon. We rarely do. I knock on one door, and most of the houses here are shacks, but this one really is a shack. And I look around, there's about 10,000 Tecate caps around, which is a Mexican beer they got here just everywhere. And this guy comes out and he just smells rancid, but he pulls out 3 folding chairs. You know, we're missionaries. We don't have anything to do anyways, so we just hang out with him for a bit. And first, it's interesting because he's talking to me. He's talking a lot, and he's talking to me, which is scary because usually people figure out that I don't speak any Spanish at all and just talk to Elder Flores the whole time. But he's talking to me, and I'm just doing what I always do. I smile and nod along, and at some point he like waits for a question, or he asks me a question. I have to give the answer, and I'm just, sí, está bien. And Flores is next to me, and he's like, no. I'm like, oh no, of course not. And later I found out he was actually talking about how Trump's been massacring all the Mexicans in the United States, and I just sat there and nodded along, and agreed. So he's an interesting character, but we loved our borrachos is what they call them, which is just drunks. But he gave me a matching hat with Flores. So you might have seen it on my album. I got my own Mexico sombrero. So it was my first gift in Mexico. It's a good story too, I think. Some fun facts for you. First, they say buenas tardes, which is good afternoon, until it's like 8:30 p.m. They don't say buenas noches unless it's friggin' night, undisputably. I'm like, there's stars in the sky and we're still saying buenas tardes. Like I don't want to be saying good afternoon after 7 p.m. That's just crazy. They don't have any lemonade here. They have their limonada, but it's not true American lemonade. Maybe the thing I miss most, maybe mountains, then lemonade, then water, then plants. But no lemonade here. And final fun fact, I played the violin on Sunday. It was super fun. We played We'll Bring the World His Truth, which is Armies of Helaman. It was actually a farewell for a missionary in Ascension who's going to Guatemala. So good luck to Elder Reyes. I actually don't know any Spanish, so I thought it was a homecoming until after it happened, actually. Yeah, that's true. It took me until we were talking with them later to realize what was going on. Just guys want to leave you out with a little spiritual thought, as always. I watched a devotional from Elder Bednar, and it's actually from 2001 when he was president of Rick's College. It's funny because he starts it. He's like, I really thought about what I was going to talk about here today because I don't think I'll ever get this opportunity again. And now he's apostle, and he's been there like 20 times. But anyways, he talks about the atonement and how the atonement, we often think about it as it's for bad people. It's to make bad people good and give them a chance. But no, it's also the enabling power for good people. And everyone's a good person. And it enables us to do more, to experience those challenges and push through. and he, oh shoot, just lost it. And he cites a verse that I really like to share. And this is from 1 Nephi chapter 7, and it's when Nephi is been tied up by his brothers and the sons of Ishmaelite. And he's praying to God, and he in chapter 7, verse 17 reads, "But it came to pass that I prayed unto the Lord, saying, O Lord, according to my faith which is in thee, wilt thou deliver me from the hands of my brethren, yea, even give me strength that I may burst these bands with which I am bound." And he talks about, Elder Bednar talks about how Nephi didn't pray for his situation to be changed. He didn't pray for his brothers' hearts to change it so that they would let him out. He just prayed for more strength. And I like that idea that it's not our praying for our challenges to go away, because they're going to be here and life's going to be hard. But to get that more strength every day is super important, and I really believe that. And I just want you to know that you really can handle those challenges of your life, no matter how hard they feel. And let me know if I can ever do anything for you guys. I'm here trying to help the people of Ascension, but I'm an example for all, right? I'm a missionary for all, and I genuinely believe that. I'll catch you later, vlog. Probably back in Ascension. Who knows when? Who knows when? Depends how I feel. My mission. Just kidding. Catch you later.